Okay, I would like to clear something up that's been bugging me for years, specifically in the last week, because I've taken a lot of phone calls about this. MLS membership and who pays for that and how it works. Most MLSs have a cascading membership model, and there's a good reason for this. What many salespeople in real estate and broker associates seem to forget is that all business is the business of the broker, the client, the listing, the buyer, the contracts. Everything is the broker's business. You as a salesperson or a broker associate are operating in the name of the broker. If the broker has access to an MLS, then every agent operating underneath his license in his name is also required to have a subscription to the MLS. Now, to be an independent contractor, as you are as a real estate agent in almost every case, you are not allowed to be provided tools to do your job. So the broker, as an independent contractor, is not allowed to provide you with business cards, computer, phone, the things that you get when you're an employee. And there's a reason for this. It's because the IRS would treat you as an employee, not a 1099. So instead of being an independent contractor and getting paid all of your commission, the broker would be required to pay you a minimum salary, wouldn't be required to make contributions towards taxes and so forth and take those out of your salary. And you would be required to show up and you would be told how to do your job. As it stands, in real estate, you have to, as a salesperson, put your license underneath a broker. Otherwise, you can't sell real estate. That broker is the responsible party for all of your actions. Some brokers choose to associate with other brokers for the ease of not having to pay their own E&O insurance, to operate their own company, to do their own filings and things like that. Sometimes it's just preferential. While you might want the education and you might want the license, it's just a preference to put your license underneath another broker and let them worry about all the paperwork and let them take the liability. As a salesperson, because the broker has decided that he wants access to the MLS, then every salesperson within that broker's office has to have access to the MLS. But the broker can't provide you with the tools to do your job. So it is upon you who wants to contract with that broker to pay for your tool. And you pay for the MLS because you choose to contract with that broker. The broker doesn't take money for the MLS. The broker doesn't sell MLS services to agents. The broker doesn't sell E&O services to agents, but that's another conversation for another day. The only reason that you pay for MLS is because you've decided to associate with a broker that is a member of a certain MLS and sell houses for him. Salespeople need to remember that all business is the broker's business. As a W-2 employee, your boss can tell you what time to show up. They have to provide you with breaks. They have to give you a holiday paid. They have to pay taxes on your behalf. They have to pay into Social Security on your behalf. They can also dictate how they want the job done. As a 1099, you can't be told what time to show up. You can't be told how much to work. You can't be told how to do your job, but you can be contracted for the result. If you want a simplistic analogy, if you were to mow lawns for people, you would have to own your own lawnmower. You would have to show up once a week because you're contracted to do that. But what time is up to you. You wouldn't be told how to do your job. You could only be dictated the results, which may have some influence on how you do your job. Such as if the result is I want stripes in my lawn, then you're going to have to mow it in a certain way. In the case of real estate, there is a slightly grayed line whereby you can only be under one broker. This is different from a true independent contractor in any other business, and there is an exception made because of the licensing requirement. If you were to mow lawns for people, it would have to be people. You would only be an independent contractor if you had more than one client, or at least were actively trying to find more than one client. If you work for one person in any other business than real estate, you're an employee. That is the IRS yardstick for who is an independent contractor and who is a W-9 employee. But please keep in mind, while your license is under another real estate broker, your business is not your business. All business is the business of that broker. If you have any questions about how any of these brokerage relationships work, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thanks so much for watching.